Exodus 20. And God spoke all these words, saying, I am Yud-Heh-Vaveh, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Now he gives them what we refer to as the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other God before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I am Yud-Heh-Vaveh, your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me. And yeah, I suppose hate is just not listening to the Lord and putting another God before him, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. Now, you shall have no other God before me. No, God breathed into man. So God was before man, and then when man became a living being, God was before him. And that was the relationship of conversation, conversing, intimacy that was there. And God said, if you put anyone else in that place, they never gave you life. They never breathed into you my breath or the breath of life that you became a living being, and yet you choose to worship something that I created, because everything that's created, God created. So that's like the first commandment, to see some perspective to that, why God would say that. And it's like a husband and wife. They are before each other because they're one. Only that relationship is one. Then the Lord said, you shall not take the name of Yud-Heh-Vaveh, your God, in vain. For Yud-Heh-Vaveh will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. So when you take the name of the Lord or the name of a person in vain, is you run with their name, but you give no honor to who that person is or what that name means. So, for example, we read in Paul's writings, people call themselves Christians but live like the enemy or the devil. So this is part of taking the Lord's name in vain. Verse 8, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yud-Heh-Vaveh, your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your strangers who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord, or Yud-Heh-Vaveh, made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Then Yud-Heh-Vaveh blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it, made it holy. So here we see the same, like the Lord said, for 6 days you'll collect manna in the desert, and the seventh day you rest, because I'm going to give you twice as much, because God wants, He knows first of all that we have to rest, but also in that resting is when we're trusting Him. So when you don't work on the seventh day, but yet God supplies, that's because you're trusting Him. And that's what God is asking for in the Sabbath day. The next commandment, He tells us, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which Yud-Heh-Vaveh, your God, is giving you. So that honoring of the parents is important for long life in each day, and long life in longevity. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. See, if people are made in your image, you're not going to murder them. If you are trusting God for your life partner or your wife or your husband, you're not going to commit adultery, because you're not drawn away by lust, but you actually are in love with your spouse. You shall not steal, because God will provide all of your needs. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. How can you bear false witness against your neighbor? That's a lie. So you're not going to do that because you're not jealous or envious of them. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Now all the people witnessed the thunderings, the lightning flashes, and the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they trembled and stood afar off. Then they said to Moses, "You speak with us, and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die." And Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin." So that's what the fear of the Lord should do, is cause you not to sin. So the people stood afar off, but Moses drew near, and the thick darkness where God was. Then Yudevave said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, you have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make anything to be with me." In other words, don't try and make anything that is like trying to portray me, gods of silver or gods of gold. You shall not make for yourselves. So don't try and copy some image and say that's me, or make for yourself an image and then say that's God. Don't do that. Verse 24. An altar of earth you shall make for me, and you shall sacrifice on it your burnt offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I have recorded my name, I will come to you and I will bless you. And if you do make me an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stone. For if you use your tool on it, you have profaned it. In other words, again, you're trying to make something for God, but everything God has already made. So just use what's here. So if you make an altar, just put the earth together, do your burnt sacrifices. If you make me an altar, use the stone, but don't try and work on it. Nor shall you go up by steps to my altar, that your nakedness may be exposed on it. So I don't know what underclothes or whatever they work, but if you walk up a stair, you can expose your private parts. And God is saying, as you're walking up to me, let's say higher, upstairs, you're exposing yourself, and I don't want to see your nakedness. And yet when you look at those ziggurats that people built, isn't that just stairways up to the heavens? So there's a direct violation of God's command.